Hello everyone. If this video came across your feed, I got some messages for you for the month ahead. We are entering Leo season, so I was going to do a quick reading about what you can expect collectively for the energy this month. So Leo season is very vibrant. There's, as Leos, very center of attention, bold. They're leaders, very energetic, generally very happy, lots of warmth. So let's look through what the energy is. I'm going to look at love. I'm going to look at money, health, higher purpose, big stuff. And then we're going to wrap with the rose. So let's see what we got for you. All right, we are coming into Leo season on an ending. Something recently ended for you. It was kind of a painful ending, but it's something I think that you knew was happening or that was going to happen. Didn't make it less painful, but that's the energy of this month, is kind of healing from this. I'm sensing it's more of a mental thing that you just had enough of. It's very air quality to it, lots of thoughts kind of running around. It's dark. There might be a sense of kind of betrayal that you've been left, or it's a dark place. You're coming from a dark place, and I know you feel there's a little bit of pain that we're kind of dealing with this season. So I'm sorry to hear that, but I do see a lot of hope coming out of that. In terms of love for you, you're going to have lots of choices. So maybe this was a breakup that needed to happen. So you could have all these other opportunities. I don't know if it's necessarily a relationship. That's an example, but love specifically, I think there's a lot of options. There's a lot of things out there for you, and you're kind of overwhelmed maybe of the choices, looking at the choices. I do want to remind you that there's obviously a choice paralysis thing. There's just, especially if you're on like online apps or something, the dating apps, there's so much that you might be a little overwhelmed. You also have to be careful. People aren't always as they appear. You could be, because you're coming out of this situation, there's some clouded judgment there. So just a little bit of caution. You have options, but just kind of have that lens for that. In terms of money, I'm actually seeing you going back to something that was really impactful for you as a child. So, and this is money, not work necessarily. So like, if this is just an example of an investment that you could make in something that made you really happy when you were a kid. So, because I just see you kind of looking back on the past with a lot of fondness and kind of that joy that you had when you were little, finding comfort in it. So when it comes to your money this month, I would invest in something that kind of gives you these feelings. If it hasn't come up already, it's coming very, very soon. I don't know if it's, because not everybody has kids, so I'm not saying it's necessarily like a kid thing, but again, an example of like you went on a specific trip when you were a kid, and now you're grown up and you have kids yourself. You want to take them on that trip, if that makes sense. So you can kind of like relive that joy. You're thinking about how much fun you had, and you want to share that with someone else. So it's kind of like that. That's the energy that I'm getting. And spending money on the things that used to make you happy when you were little, and just getting a little bit of that joy back, especially as you're healing and kind of coming out of this pain from whatever you've been dealing with recently. Your body needs a little bit of a refill in terms of joy. And emotional fulfillment based on what used to make you happy and your inner child and all that fun stuff. In terms of work, I think you've also had a tough time at work, just from a like, protecting your energy, your territory. Maybe you've had to like push some boundaries on others that were trying to like, take over. I do feel it's work, and because you're such a leader there, sometimes people kind of want to challenge you, or I feel like you're defending your position a lot, and don't be afraid to kind of be aggressive about it. I don't think it's not a forever thing. It might go on a little bit longer, but you're doing a great job. Keep not aggressive, but stand firm. You deserve to be there. You deserve to have boundaries. Whatever you're doing is obviously working, because you've got people that are trying to kind of close in on you. So keep going. You're going to be fine at work. Health-wise, I had a similar reading for this the other day. You are in a spot of mental breakthrough. So I don't know if you're starting to see a therapist, or you will be very, very soon. I think this might be related to the ending that you've had. It's going to give you some new insights, some new ideas once you kind of come out of this, or you're working through and processing the pain that you've experienced. You're going to have this kind of vision of, new insights and success. That it's super duper positive. I do think it's mental health. So this is definitely taking care of your mind. And there's a lot of, I don't know if you have kind of any air sign, if you're an air sign, if you have an air sign around you that can kind of help you do this. So like an air sign therapist, or a best friend who's an air sign are Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, can also help kind of foster and build and kind of amplify this energy of kind of this new breakthrough vision focus for you. It's super beneficial. It's a great, your mental health is going to be awesome this next month. And higher purpose, the spirit of the month, super duper stable. I actually see, I don't know if you're going to a wedding or having a wedding, or you're getting married. Probably not if we're having this super big betrayal, but maybe, I don't know, maybe this is like a friend or something that you broke it off with. Because I don't know if it's emotional. I can't quite get the clarity on who did this, but great times ahead, like this. It doesn't have to be a wedding. It's more like, it is family oriented. It's a celebration of some kind. I don't know if your higher purpose or your spirit is kind of related to, planning kind of these types of celebrations, if that makes sense. So like, it's coming up because, you have this kind of this fondness in childhood, and, your family here. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to bring you happiness or aligning you with the path you're supposed to be on, if you are planning a big party, or if party planning is part of your job, which it could be with the fire that I'm getting here. But it's fire, but it's also like who you love and how you love them. That's why I'm getting kind of like a marriage celebration, but it can also be like coming home. You're feeling really like a sense of belonging. I don't know if there's an Aries kind of in your future. I don't know if it's like an emotional or like it's a relationship necessarily, but they're going to kind of help you. That Aries, if it's not a person, it's like that Aries kind of fiery, passionate energy is going to kind of help with you getting into this spot of like community and stability and belonging. So just keep that in mind. Super, super powerful reading. I know you're coming out of a dark place, but so much light and warmth and big thoughts and warm thoughts kind of coming out of it. So want to leave you with a rose, the creator. So this, I think, just reminds you that you are the creator of your own life. So regardless of the things that are kind of happening around you, thinking about how you can create the life that you really want and that happy ending, listening to kind of your, what would make you most capable of getting here, you know, kind of listening to your inner child and making the right choice with all the information that you can possibly get, learning lessons and investing in your mental health, standing your ground. By doing all of these things, you can kind of create the life that you want. And you're in a really good spot to do it. So all good things. So hopefully some of this resonated with you. If you want to unpack any other specific questions, the link to private readings is in my bio. Otherwise, hit subscribe, like, comment. That really helps kind of build the community, and we hope to see you next time.